Hello and very warm welcome to all of you. A very good evening to all of you. So, here we are starting our discussion, and that discussion is based on the Indian rupee depreciation. So, Indian rupee depreciation because rupee went below 72 per dollar last week for the first time in this calendar year, that is 2019. Here we can say it requires another major step that RBI and the government of India should take in order to make rupee stable. So here, rupee's sudden slip. Again, the question arises the policies of the RBI. So what are the policies that RBI is adopting? Important for the examination purpose, why rupee goes up or goes down, and we'll see that the history, especially after the subprime crisis of 2008, what would happen to the rupee. So we'll see that we start with the history. So a little bit of historical perspective. If you see 2009, the important year, at that particular time, Indian rupee was 51.9 per dollar, and that was by 2009. It was the lowest all-time low of that rupee. Now then, afterwards, it means starting with the 2009 later half, rupee gained and it came around 44 per dollar, just because that India adopted QE, that is quantitative easing. Easy money policy, it means under easy money policy, what central bank, so what central bank do? Central bank actually purchase government securities in the form of bonds from the commercial banks. So whenever they purchase government securities from the bank, in order to purchase this, RBI in return give banks more money. If banks are having more money, it means they have a lot of cash, more money, then obviously the interest rate goes down. And if interest rate goes down, what will happen? The loan or the borrowings, so the loans become cheaper. And when loan become cheaper in India, it means the demand for rupee goes up. And demand for rupee goes up means that rupee appreciates. So rupee recovered by 44 per dollar under this influence of the Reserve Bank of India's policy. But again, in 2010, it again experienced sudden fall. So rupee fallen to around 54 per dollar, just because of the rise in the crude oil prices. So crude oil prices rose from $61 a barrel to 120 plus barrel. So you can see almost double. That is why the rupee went down again to 54. As we can say, later years after 2000, 2010, in 2011, rupee again started stabilizing. So you can say rupee bounced back. This timeline is very important. Rupee bounced back just because of easy money. So it was around 49 per dollar. And by this time, there was a problem in European Union. That is Eurozone crisis. So this crisis in the PIGS country, that is Portugal, Italy, Ireland, Greece and Spain, so southern European country plus Ireland, there was a euro debt crisis started. Then once again rupee fell to around 57 rupees per dollar. Again you can say that seesaw of the rupee vis-a-vis dollar. But here quantitative easing still was in the play and rupee was still recovering. So just because of lower interest rate, rupee recovered to, in 2012, rupee recovered to 54 a dollar. And finally in 2012-2013 that hit the around 54. Then in 2003, mid of 2003, the Federal Reserve was saying that they will stop the quantitative easing. So it means the outflow of dollar actually was there. So outflow of dollar occurred, and in 2030 rupee fell to 69 per dollar. It means it crashed nearly by 25% in just 2-3 months. What happened till then? September 2013. A legendary person became the governor of Reserve Bank of India, Dr. Raghuram Rajan. So Dr. Rajan, who had, we can say, just took the position of Reserve Bank of India governor, he actually started rescuing effort. So rescue efforts from the RBI governor, and with the tight monetary policy, he started that rupee experiencing certain recovery. So from 69 per dollar to 58 per dollar in just 1 year. So in 2014, he was able to recover the rupee to 58. Now we can say that at that particular time, the oil prices went down. So oil prices went down, and it was around $40 per barrel. So we can say that the if you see till 2014, the obviously the lower oil prices actually favored Indian economy. But here we can say after 2016, again when oil prices rose to 100 sorry $80 per barrel, again that rupee went down, and rupee went down to 74.5 per dollar. So now what is the conclusion from this discussion? It means whenever a rupee is going up or down, it means all the depreciation starting with, we can say, 50 to 55, and then we have 60, then we have 65, then 70. Main reason of the rupee depreciation is not the domestic, it's always the global. So you can say always there's a global. So that is the learning from the history, that whenever you will see that rupee has fallen sharply under any global pressure, be it we can say the oil prices, be it we can say the global crisis of 2008, be it we can say 2011 eurozone crisis, 2013 stagflation, you can say, and these kind of things were always the reason behind the we can say the depreciation in the rupee. Although we can say this depreciation is helpful for the exporters, but you know that India is exporting those goods which required raw material or the input, which is in the form of imports. Like India exports a refined oil, but for that India imports crude oil. India exports jewelry, but for that India imports raw gold. So on the same lines, it means there are reasons that their import bill should also be lower in comparison to the export bill. So India is just doing value addition. Here we can say the net demand for dollars. Understand another concept, net demand for dollars, which is we can say reflected by the current account deficit. If on the current account you will find deficit, it means there's a demand for dollars is high in comparison to rupee. The next thing is whenever India is repaying its debt, then also there's a pressure on the rupee. The third thing is outward investment. So whenever you'll find outward investment, like withdrawing by the foreign portfolio investors, and that is also the pressure on the rupee. So these are the main three reasons. If in the examination they will ask, you will find these three options must be there. So here we can say historically we have seen that the foreign portfolio investors were the main reason behind the depreciation in the rupee. Now currently, if we talk about the current situation, that is in 2018 and 19, India receives $17 billion under the foreign portfolio investment scheme. So FPI scheme is important. Here we can say India has been receiving approximately $15 billion, that is the fourth highest since 2011. And India has been doing despite having the global slowdown. Now, importantly, we can say that these kind of the portfolio that they are attracting, these issuers are the some corporate groups or the global economy, some major governments like governments of Romania, governments of Bulgaria, corporates which are having the rating of AAA. So it means these are very stable and they are investing in the emerging economies as well. But here the major problem is that India is still having a good deal despite India is experiencing low GDP growth in the current quarters. Now the main reason is that the $7 billion settlement under insolvency and bankruptcy code between the Mittal Steel and the SR Steel, and plus we can say some disinvestment receipts at the end of the year. Government will receive huge amount of dollar. If government is receiving huge amount of dollar, it means again rupee will appreciate, because dollar they are receiving, dollar are coming into the country. It means the rupee demand will go up because you cannot invest dollar in India, so you will convert into rupee and this dollar will go to Reserve Bank of India. So India's foreign exchange reserves will go up in near future, and if the rupee demand will go up, obviously it will have impact on the exports, because exporters want the low amount of rupee, depreciating rupee. Now, if you see that RBI is receiving or RBI is buying dollars right now, RBI is buying dollars approximately over 1 billion per week. RBI is buying, where we can say the stronger rupee, according to many experts, this will be disastrous for exporters as well as local manufacturers, because stronger rupee is obviously attracting imports, not promoting the exports. Now the government here, we can say here, I don't know why, but government is right now appearing as clueless. There is no clue. It means government is unaware about the situation and government is waiting for another global crisis or global event. Now this global crisis may occur anytime soon. It means if this will occur, rupee will collapse to 80 to 85 rupees per dollar. Or in the next, we can say, if India is not able to compete or not able to survive this global financial crisis, our competitiveness, we can say, will take a further hit and the rupee may collapse to further. So here we need big reforms. Big reforms, like the most important is capital account convertibility. Capital account convertibility, which in India is only partially. It means there is a limit that a people can convert a rupee into dollar on the capital account. So there are two types of convertibility. One is the, we can say, so here is for you if you don't understand convertibility. Convertibility in simple means converting rupee into dollar or rupee into any other foreign currency. Here we take the example. The convertibility is allowed on current account and the capital account. On the current account, generally it is for exports and the imports. On capital account, this is for FDI, FPI and other borrowings like ECB and loans, etc. So currently India is having full current account convertibility and started in the year 1994 on the recommendation of Tarapur Committee. Under the capital account convertibility played an important role. Here only partially it is allowed. It means there is a limit that a particular person or any institution can take dollar out of India. So there's a limit. This is abroad. Here there's a limit. So limit is like 2.5 lakh of dollars. like $1 million. This is the limit set by the RBI. Partially means that this comes with the limit. Now what people are saying, that if India will adopt full account convertibility, it may increase the demand for rupee, and rupee may stabilize in the future. So rupee convertible on capital account can actually puncture the bubble that is the demand for dollar has been creating. So that we can do. Apart from this, if we'll not do, there would be also huge speculation regarding the rupee position. So rupee could fall as far as, we can say, rupees 100 per dollar, or maybe 120 per dollar, if this situation will go on, if we have weaker levels of investment flows, because investments are going abroad, and that would grow sharply, we can say. If India could able to attract the investment in the forms of FDI, then we can say that with the help of full capital account convertibility, India can increase the demand for rupee, and rupee will stabilize at 80 rupees per dollar. Now obviously this is sure that not only in the foreign exchange market, but we need simultaneous reforms, especially in the labor market, especially in the land market and capital, and at last we need to increase the efficiency of our judicial system, our tax authorities, our regulators like IBC. So these are the things very important for the Indian economy. Although this is a huge task in front of the government, but this requires proper planning. Because in proper planning is required, because if you are planning to fail, there's a famous quote, if you are planning to fail, it means or you are failed to planning, then it means you are planning to fail. This is a famous quote. If you are failed to plan, then you are planning to fail. So it can be done as soon as possible, and government needs certain kind of expertise, especially from the scholars, that the Indian, we can say NRI scholars. So people like Raghuram Rajan, Arvind Subramaniam, Arvind Panagaria, these people expert from all over the world. We need advice from that. So that's it for this lecture. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Sorry dear, I don't know Urdu and I know English, I know Hindi, because my channel provides the economics, only economics education, and that is in the English medium. So, and this is a live session, so we cannot provide subtitles, and this is a extempore, so I'm not reading from anywhere, I'm not mugging up thoughts, it's just the explanation of the certain topics. So I cannot provide the subtitle because this is a live telecast, and our infrastructure also not support. So that's it. If you have any doubt regarding the important topic, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll wind up the session. Just for your information, we are starting a new batch of Indian Economic Services from 1st December 2019, and this would be the last batch for the examination that will be conducted in June 2020. The course duration 5 to 6 months, so we'll finish this course by the end of April, and in this course you'll get the lectures from Monday to Saturday, and on Sunday you'll get the test, the subjective test for your answer writing practice, and you'll get the evaluated copy before the next test, so that you can see the whatever mistakes you have actually attempted. So these kind of things will provide. Yeah, Venugopal, we have the MA entrance course, and this MA entrance course is starting from the 1st January 2020. So for that you can visit our website ecoholics.in. If you want question papers, you can message me on my WhatsApp number. So I'll give you the question paper. So this is, you can WhatsApp me. So this is a live discussion. We are meeting on a daily basis at 10:30 p.m. from Monday to Saturday. This is a live discussion based on the current economic analysis. So this discussion is helpful for UPSC examination, mainly IAS examination and Indian Economic Service examination. This is for both preliminary plus mains, and that is also helpful for economics optional and IES, Indian Economic Services. Apart from this would help you in RBI examination as well and the banking examination, where you will get certain essay or interviews, etc. So here you'll find it very useful. Apart from this, we are having other courses as well: economics optional, UGC net, econometrics, mathematical economics. So if you are interested in any of that, you can visit our website ecoholics.in, or you can contact directly to me on this number. We have just started our batch of economics optional, so still few seats are left. If you are interested, you can join. So till then, thank you so much and good night.